everybody. Arkush and Kevin Fishbain here with our Bears-Vikings preview for ChicagoFootball.com. We're at Halas Hall on Friday. It's all in the bank now. We've met with Mark Trestman, open locker room over. It's hard to get a read, Kevin, on whether there's a different mood, different attitude with this football team after this week's work or not.
Yeah, it's been a pretty somber Mark Trestman, to be honest with you, all week. And I mean, you can't blame him the way the team's been playing the past couple of weeks. But players are still kind of loose. And the biggest question is how do the veterans? Is the pride going to be a factor? The fact that guys like Lance Briggs and Jared Allen and Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall want to get a win. How much can you judge that? We really don't have a good gauge on it because of the way they play.
Well, let's talk about this Minnesota Vikings football team. It's an improving young team. They're playing very well on defense. They come in on a 2-game win streak, but those wins are over the Washington Redskins, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so we don't want to overrate that too much.
No, we don't, but I think the one thing that Bears fans should not underrate is that Minnesota defense. And we've talked about all week, guys like Anthony Barr up front, Everson Griffin's having a great year, Harrison Smith in the back end. Bears familiar with Mike Zimmer from week 1 last year when he was the head coach of the Bengals. And then Teddy Bridgewater is kind of that question mark on the offensive side of the football. How much confidence do you have in the Bears' defensive line to get after him? The Minnesota Vikings' offensive line is not very good, but they made E.J. Manuel and Ryan Tannehill look like Pro Bowl quarterbacks. So it's really just hard to gauge what this defense is going to look like against Teddy Bridgewater.
And one of the things to know about this Viking team, yes, Adrian Peterson is gone. If you're not a fantasy player and you don't know who Jerick McKinnon and Matt Asiata are, you will after the game. They're actually running the ball pretty well.
Yeah, if you're a fantasy player, Jerick McKinnon's going to get all these yards, and then Matt Asiata will steal the touchdowns from him. But it's something for the Bears' run defense, which is one area of the team that it's done pretty well. And I think part of it is a little skewed because they've fallen behind by so much in some of these games. But when the run defense has had to step up, it's done okay.
Folks, this one comes down to one thing. Does Mark Trestman have this team reloaded? Will they show up with pride in a matchup of talent on talent, Kevin? It should be a good football game, one the Bears can win. Haven't shown up for 3 weeks. We're hoping they will Sunday. For all the best in Bears coverage, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, stay right where you're at ChicagoFootball.com.